in these streets.
Oh, yeah, what's good? We back in the building, man. 3kingsboxing.com. Well, really, we're not really back officially, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff that need to be discussed, so we jumped on here real quick. But one thing that has not changed, we are still in these streets.
Goddamn right. Look around me. Shit.
Yes, sir. Look at Bo's shirt. He got that old man. He got the old man drip on the collar. On that old man droop on the collar and shit when a motherfucker pull it too much. Listen, man, we got a couple things we want to address. We're gonna try to make this short because the official time for us to come back, we still working that out. But you know, we're gonna do something real quick here. Talk about some Terence Crawford things or news that has come out, and then of course we got to talk about Canelo Alvarez, man. Like, there's a lot of shit to unpack with the whole Canelo Alvarez, PBC, the Zone, Golden Boy situation that's happening right now. Now, one thing I will say, man, you got a lot of slow motherfuckers, bro, that follow us. That's all I'm going to say, man. There's a lot of slow-ass dudes that follow us. There's a lot of brainwashed people out there that follow us, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not your fault. I blame the sport of boxing, and I blame the direction that the sport of boxing is headed. That's why a lot of these people are lost. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we speak, to try to help you guys get guided back in the right direction, man. Always unfiltered, always unbiased. So that first topic, man, Terence Crawford. He's on the outs, right?
Yeah, supposedly.
The Errol Spence rematch window has expired. Apparently, the deal was a one-fight deal with PBC, which was Errol Spence, and then the rematch. We all knew about that. What, last July, last May, March, April, right?
Yeah. Say that again. It was a what fight deal?
One-fight deal.
Okay.
All right. One-fight deal with a rematch clause in play.
So he was never like signed to PBC as a PBC fighter?
Nope.
Okay.
No, he was not.
Okay.
He was still a free agent. But he was just contracted with PBC when it came to the one-fight deal and then the rematch. Okay. But, of course, the rematch had the stipulation that had to happen within a given time frame, right? Correct. And then PBC would still have the rights to that rematch. Correct. That rematch obviously has not happened in that given time frame. So now Terence Crawford is on the outs. He's out there in the world. They're letting him fly. You know what I'm saying? Bo! He don't have many options, big dog.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
What can he do? Where can he go from here, man?
Well, there's only one place he can go, and if you guys go to 3 King Boxing, coming soon, article coming soon, only one place he can go. If Terence Crawford wants the kind of money he wants, he has to see what happens between Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman. Because if it's Tszyu, that's a big fight in Australia. He'll probably get somewhere around $10 million for that fight. If it's Tszyu. Okay? If that's Tszyu, that's what he gets.
Here's the deal about that, though. Is Tim Tszyu even looking his direction? You see what I'm saying?
I think for the right amount of money, he could possibly be persuaded to.
Yeah, I mean, anybody can be persuaded to do any fucking thing for the right amount of money.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is with Tim Tszyu, I think Tim Tszyu is trying, if he's got a smart team around him, right? He tries to defend that title a few more times. Like, Keith Thurman's a big ask. A lot of cats, including Clarissa Shields, of course, the video we put on Facebook, a lot of cats is thinking that Keith Thurman is sweet. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
They think he's sugary sweet, dog. He about to go in there and get knocked the fuck out. I'm telling you, I don't think that's the case, right? I'm not saying I'm picking Keith Thurman. We're not doing that at this moment. We'll do a prediction video later. But that's still a tall ask. Keith Thurman is not a bum. He's never been a bum. Right. I mean, he did lose to Manny Pacquiao, but Manny Pacquiao is not a bum. You know what I'm saying? Right. So Keith Thurman has always been a top-level fighter. Now, he's been out the ring 2 years, but I still question Tim Tszyu's skill set. I'm not really sold on Tim Tszyu, dog. I don't see the big deal about Tim Tszyu. What, is he beat Tony Harrison? Tony Harrison been fucked already. You know what I'm saying? How many niggas done hit up Tony Harrison?
Oh, hell yeah.
Willie Nelson. You know what I'm saying? Jamal Charlo. Exactly, dog. Right? Motherfucker, Kasten hit up Tony Harrison that don't even fight no more like Willie Nelson.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So at the end of the day, the Tony Harrison win, which is probably the biggest win of his career, is not that big of a win, honestly. So I'm not sold on Tim Tszyu, but I do know Keith Thurman. So that's a good fight. I think Tim Tszyu gets past Keith Thurman. He needs to try to take over 154.
Agreed.
That would be a smart thing for him. Build that intrigue to show people like me, right, that you're not a fluke, that you are one of the elite. You see what I'm saying? How does he do that? Take over 154. Terence Crawford needs to fight Boots.
Yes,
that's who it is. There ain't nobody else, Bo. It ain't Tim Tszyu. Boots. I don't give a shit about the whole Black Prime situation where Terence Crawford tried to fight Boots, and Boots was like, nah, man, I'm signed to PBC, which is fucking true. He's signed to PBC. Or, I'm sorry, he signed to Showtime. He had a deal with Showtime, right?
Correct.
Showtime's not letting him migrate to Black Prime. Where the fuck is Black Prime anyway? It disappeared. Like Triller. Worse than Triller.
Right. Yeah,
So actually, that was probably a good move on Jaron Ennis's part because he would have had to relinquish his goddamn contract with Showtime to get on Black Prime. And Black Prime didn't go nowhere. So that was actually a good decision Jaron Ennis made. So I don't give a fuck about the whole Black Prime and Terence Crawford situation. We're talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
The IBF had mandated Boots. Crawford said nope. So the IBF said, well, give me that shit then, nigga. Daryl Peoples was like, give me that belt, nigga. I'll give it to Boots then.
Yep, because this nigga been sitting here your mandatory for over a year. You know we don't play that.
Exactly.
You know we don't play that.
Daryl Peoples don't play that shit, nigga, from New Jersey.
Right. hey, this is exactly what Daryl Peoples did. What? Nah, nigga, you know we don't play that. You know.
Exactly, bro. At the end of the day, man, Terence Crawford should be offended by that. And I understand Terence is waiting on the whole rematch clause thing, and that's fine. But that's not the case no more. It's over with. The rematch clause has expired. It's over. So now it's Boots. Go get your belt back, dog. He been talking cash shit with Gilly the Kid out there in Philly. You know Philly niggas run their mouth all day long, bro.
Yeah.
Talking mad cash shit, saying you ain't shit. The Errol Spence win was a good one, but he ain't Errol Spence. Nigga, go tell that nigga to close his mouth. The fight's going to generate revenue. Everybody knows who Boots is.
I agree with that.
Everybody knows who Crawford is. Hell, Boots got like highlights all over the fucking place. I just saw a Boots highlight by somebody that wasn't a boxing fan recently. They made the video. Hey, man, the nigga said, who is this guy right here? And they had highlights of Boots. That's literally the caption. Who is this guy? So you got motherfuckers that don't even watch boxing that are on Boots. That fight sells, bro. It's a pay-per-view. Absolutely. Is it a major Floyd Mayweather pay-per-view, which is the type of pay-per-view all these motherfuckers wish they had? No. But it is a major pay-per-view. It's a big pay-per-view. Will it do better than Crawford and Spence? Probably not. Maybe up there. It probably won't do better, but it's still good money. And it's a good matchup. There's no reason why Crawford shouldn't be fighting Boots at this moment in time. What do you think about that, man?
I think you listen, you're 100% right. The only problem is if Crawford wants a double-digit bag and 10 million or more, he's looking at that fight like, nah, this fight ain't gonna bring me no money. Now, here's where I agree with you at 100%. You don't really know that or not. If you make that fight, enough cats know Boots to where if you make that fight generates money. But in his mind, he's believing that it's not going to do that. So I know for certain that Tim Tszyu will give me that. But the reality is, and I'll be honest with you, if you fight Tim Tszyu, I'm not sure if it does that because a lot of people's looking at Tim Tszyu like, man, you probably, especially like if Keith Thurman gives him a hard time too, man,
Exactly.
come on, dude. Thurman gave this dude a run for his money. We think you're not gonna beat him?
Exactly.
So I agree with you, man. Boots should be the only option for him. But like I said, man, I got Three Kings is coming with it. I got a feeling this nigga gonna try to go to WBO route, exercise the super champion, that super champion clause WBO got, and become the mandatory for whoever wins.
Karbanov and what's his name? You talking about the two European guys that are fighting for that belt? Because
I mean at the WBO
okay,
at junior middleweight
right.
between
Yeah, I thought I'm tripping, man. I thought what's his name was IBF. I thought he was IBF. Tim Zoo. I don't
yeah,
know why I thought he was IBF. You're right. IBF is those other guys.
yeah,
I think they're doing is it Kurbanov and
yep,
and the other cat. Yeah, that's IBF. My bad.
yep, that's
That
IBF.
2K fault. 2K is blunder.
The niggas, you know the IBF be on the Eddie Hearn shit, the European tour.
Yeah. Hell yeah, bro. The WBA and the IBF, man. They be over there in Europe all day long and shit, man. But look, yeah, I agree. I think Crawford's gonna sit back and wait for the Tim Tszyu Keith Thurman fight to subside. If it's Keith Thurman, I think he definitely jumps at that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And it makes more sense, right? Because the two could have fought at welterweight. There was talks of Terence Crawford fighting Keith Thurman before he actually fought Sean Porter, and that's Terence Crawford I'm talking about. So, I mean, I remember articles we've written where Crawford was saying Keith Thurman was a better matchup for him than Sean Porter at the time. So that fight's been talked about for quite some time now. So that's something that's already been out there. The Tim Tszyu situation is more fairly new, right? Since after he's defeated Errol Spence and then Jermell went up and laid that fucking egg against Canelo, that's when that became a topic, right? So, yeah, I think you're right, dog. He lies in wait. Whoever wins that fight, he's going for them. But I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna get him. If he don't fight Boots, bro, I'm getting him, dog. There's no reason not to fight Boots, unless Al Heyman, basically says, nah, nigga, you can't fight Boots. That's the only way. And Al Heyman has not said nothing like that. No representative of PBC at this moment in time has stated that they will keep Boots away from Terence Crawford. It's not happened.
No.
So unless within the next, from today moving forward, PBC is actively trying to keep Boots away from Terence Crawford, that fight needs to fucking happen, dog.
Agreed. I mean, there's nothing more you need to say on this. It's a fight that everybody's talking about. It's a fight that everybody want to see because you actually got cats out there that believe he can beat Terence Crawford. Nobody believes Tim Tszyu can beat Terence Crawford, but dudes is out there saying, "Yo, man, I've heard cats say that, hey, he knocks him out." I'm like, whoa. So yeah, I'm with you, man. You need to shut people up on that topic right there, dog. I don't know, man, but you know how boxing is, man. We got cats out there that thinking they can do what they want, which brings us to the meat and potatoes of this whole argument. I don't know. I don't understand it. You know what, Prodigy? And I'm not trying to understand it. I'm just not. So apparently, Canelo Alvarez is going to be fighting Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga. I wonder who said that, though.
Man, we've been talking about this for the longest. See, this is the thing. Over on Facebook, guys, we put stuff up on there, right? We want you guys to start conversations. We want y'all to get mad at us or praise us or argue with other people or praise other people. That's the whole point, right?
Correct.
And this is why the podcast or the show, whenever we get back online and start doing this more frequently, this is why that is going to be pertinent to you guys getting, a lot of the insider information that we know is already happening. We've been talking about Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga for over a year now. You know what I'm saying? Jaime Munguia was being talked about fighting Canelo way before he beat John Ryder, guys. Way before.
Yep.
Edgar Berlanga had been calling out Canelo since he left Top Rank. That was one of the stipulations for Edgar Berlanga actually moving to DAZN, was so that he could get a Canelo Alvarez fight. That was one of the stipulations. Kind of like Boo Boo moving with DAZN and Eddie Hearn. He did that so he could get a Canelo Alvarez fight and a possible Triple G fight. Now, unfortunately for Boo Boo, that didn't happen. But for Edgar Berlanga, that has a better chance of happening because of the whole Puerto Rico versus Mexico rivalry, right? There's money there.
Correct.
So this has been in talks for a long ass fucking time. We don't put that on Facebook. We put other shit on Facebook. Conversation starters. You see what I'm saying? But this has been known for a while that it's possibly Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga. The order wasn't exactly known. But after Canelo had defeated John Ryder, right? It was fucking Munguia or Berlanga for a while now, even though he had signed with PBC. I'm sorry, not Ryder, Jermell Charlo, excuse me. Even though he had signed with PBC, Jermall was in the mix because Jermall was the guy he was supposed to fight instead of Jermell.
Yep.
That's the only reason why Jermall was in the mix. Canelo was trying to get Jermall because that was, like I said, initially who they were supposed to fight. But Jermall has been disinterested for a while now. Jermall's got some mental issues he's dealing with. It's the whole reason why the fight didn't go down in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
They're still trying to bring Jermall back from his mental issues. That's how he got the fucking Jose Benavidez Jr. fight, bro.
Yep.
That's how he got it. So this Munguia Berlanga or Berlanga Munguia bullshit been going on for a while now. Hey guys, guess what? Newsflash. It's never been David Benavidez.
Yes. Uh-huh.
It's never been David Benavidez, dog. Let me tell you niggas something, man. You guys really think Canelo was interested in going to 168 when David Benavidez was WBC champ? Hey, go, hey, check it, check. Hey, Bo, tell them niggas to go back down memory lane real quick. Hey, go do your history. Canelo was at 160, right?
Chilling. Avoiding Dimitri Andrade.
On his way to undisputed, but didn't fight Demetrius Andrade. Had 3 belts, but didn't fight Andrade for the last WBO to become undisputed at middleweight. But I digress. That's something. It's a whole nother conversation, right?
Right.
But he's beating Golovkin. He's beating Daniel Jacobs, right? Hell, before the Daniel Jacobs fight, he fought Rocky Fielding at 168. Remember that?
Yep.
And it was for the WBA regular title. Because at the time, WBA Super was Callum Smith. Right? So he had the WBA regular title. David Benavidez was amongst those top guys at that time, holding the WBC title. He left 168 and went back down to 160. It was not only until David Benavidez got stripped of the title for not making weight, fighting one of them bum ass niggas. Who was it? Was it Angulo? Was it Alvarez?
No,
not Alito Alvarez. It's an Angulo, whatever. Romer Angulo.
Right.
Romer Angulo. That was his name. I think it was that cat. But he got stripped for not making weight.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then that belt is for grabs because they wanted what's his name? What's that bum ass nigga's name? Anthony Durrell. Anthony Durrell.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You thought I was gonna talk about Yoder Bum. No. Anthony Durrell. They wanted Anthony Durrell and Avni Yildirim, right, to fight for that vacant title, which they did, right?
Right.
And that was before, Benavidez got stripped. That was when he was in recess. That's when he was in champion in recess because he was sniffing cocaine. But anyway, they fought for that title. Benavidez beat the dog shit out of Anthony Durrell, gets the title back, gets stripped against Romer Angulo, I think it was, loses the title. Then they immediately name Avni Yildirim the guy that should fight for that title next because Anthony Durrell got that technical decision against him that the WBC didn't agree with, right?
Correct. They didn't like that decision.
When that shit happened, that's when Canelo went to the 168-pound division, guys. Because David Benavidez was out of the loop.
Yes,
he was no longer in control of anything at 168. He was now what you call a fucking contender. Yep. And you can ignore a contender as a champion.
You sure can.
Case in point, what he's doing right now.
And notice what he did too. Hold on, wait a minute. Notice the chess move that Canelo did. He didn't go to 168 and fight anybody. He immediately grabbed that WBC belt, eliminating David Benavidez out of the situation. Like he didn't take a chance and fight Callum Smith and give David Benavidez a chance to get that belt. He said, no, it's vacant. Okay, I'm moving in. I'm moving in.
Exactly, bro.
That spot.
Exactly. And that's when he went on his run at Callum Smith, Caleb Plant, Avni Yildirim, right? That's when he went on his run. All those guys became undisputed. David Benavidez is no longer important at that point in time. He doesn't have a belt. He's not even champion in recess. He's a contender. There's no obligation that Canelo needed to fight David Benavidez at that point in time when he got stripped. That's when Canelo decided to go to 168. If you
Yep.
think 2K's lying to you, just go do your fucking research. It's all out there. It was only Rocky Fielding, and then it was 160. No fucking intentions of going to 168 while Benavidez was still holding a belt. Because if he wanted to be undisputed there and Benavidez was holding a belt, he would have had to fight that guy.
Yep. Exactly.
So at the end of the day, bro, it's never been David Benavidez who he was going to fight. Let me put this up real quick, man. So I got a comment from Reynoso. Now, the source is basically crediting ESPN MX on this.
Yeah.
This is Reynoso. The fight with Benavidez may take a while or maybe never happen, but it depends on many things, Reynoso told ESPN MX. There were fights that never took place, that of Lennox Lewis with Riddick Bowe, that of Julio Cesar Chavez with Terry Norris, that of Eric Morales with Juan Manuel Marquez, and none of them stopped going to the Hall of Fame. There were others that, although they took time, ended up being made, like that of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. Among the fighters, there is no fear. We just hope that the conditions are met. What the fuck does that tell you? What does that tell you?
He was never part of the equation.
Dude, he literally started his statement by stating fights like Lennox Lewis, Morales and Marquez, etc., Lewis and Bowe. Those fights didn't happen, and those guys still made it to the Hall of Fame. That's literally how he supported his statement that the fight may never happen or may take a while to happen. That was the next thing he said in support of that statement. That tells you right there, he's not looking to make David Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. They're not looking to do that. They're willing to let you, the fans, chalk it up to a matchup that should have happened but never happened.
Agreed.
That's what Reynoso is saying to you. But my question is why? Right? So now we've established you've got somebody in fucking Canelo's corner basically telling you that this fight's probably not going to happen because other big fights out there didn't happen. Right? So now that we've established that David Benavidez has never been the target, the question now is fucking why? Why can't David Benavidez be the target? Because he hasn't done anything?
You can't say that.
What did Avni Yildirim do? What did Rocky Fielding do? Right? What did those guys do? Who did Caleb Plant really beat? Caleb Plant was a belt holder. That's how he got the fight. Canelo was happy to get that. I was telling you guys, Caleb Plant, no chance, bro. I was saying that shit for years. No chance. But who did he really beat? Caleb Truax? Was it Uzcategui? Yeah. Uzcategui was given the belt because the European cat.
Yeah, Andre Durrell you couldn't rematch him.
Right. No, it wasn't Andre Durrell. It was the one that beat Durrell from Europe. James DeGale. James DeGale was supposed to fight Jose Uzcategui, and he didn't want to make that fight because he wanted a bigger matchup, and that's how he ended up fighting Chris Eubank Jr. So when he fought Chris Eubank Jr., they stripped him of the IBF belt and gave it to Jose Uzcategui.
Sure did.
And Jose Uzcategui's first title defense was Caleb Plant.
That's true. You're right.
And then Caleb Truax, I mean, come on. Do I need to say anything else? Like, he beat a tax attorney and he beat a motherfucker from Germany nobody knew named Fingerbutt. Those are the people Caleb Plant beat. So what did he do?
Right. Who did Billy Joe? What, she fat?
She fat as Sufi.
Right. She fat?
Right.
I know she fat. What the fuck?
Right. Yeah, that's the tax attorney, Alex. Mike Lee. Yeah, he the tax attorney. That's what I'm saying. You guys come up with this. What have these guys done? Well, what the fuck are the guys done that Canelo actually fought to get there? At 168, none of those guys are that much more of a commodity than David Benavidez, guys.
Agreed.
That division was slow as fuck.
Yes, it was.
That's why Canelo moved up there when Benavidez was out of the fray.
Yep.
It was a slow-ass division with not much moving in it. I remember fucking Callum Smith almost lost to a guy by the name of Nicky Foreskin or whatever the fuck his name was. Nicky Holskin. I call him Nicky Foreskin. Never heard from him again. That was in the WBSS tournament. He almost lost to that guy. Nicky Foreskin was a last minute replacement. And he almost lost to that guy. Callum Smith was never proven. Callum Smith lost to John Ryder, in my opinion, before he fought Canelo.
He sure in the fuck
It was never proven. So what are those guys doing?
What's his biggest win? George Groves?
That's it. An injured one. Yep.
Yeah, an injured George Groves.
An injured, halfway retired George Groves is his biggest win. Yep. That's what I'm saying, dog. What are you guys talking about? It's brainwashing.
Yes, it is.
They're not even paying attention to the things that are going on. They're just so pro Canelo, he can't do any wrong, bro.
Correct.
I've seen so many comments, too, about Mayweather did this. Listen, guys. Mayweather did it or didn't do it. It doesn't matter. It's still not fucking right. It wasn't right when Mayweather did it.
Hey, thank you. But when Mayweather did fight, but like, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Mayweather what?
Mayweather did give us, in his prime, he gave us Diego Corrales, who everybody wanted to see him fight.
Right.
And he wound up fighting Pacquiao, who everybody wanted to see him fight. He at least did do that.
Man, Floyd gave us Diego Corrales, Jose Luis Castillo.
Ooh,
right?
I forgot about that.
He gave us Oscar De La Hoya. Arturo Gatti was extremely popular at the time.
Yep.
He gave us Shane. He gave us Shane Mosley after Shane Mosley had just knocked out Antonio Margarito, who at that time was seen as a boogeyman. Right?
Yep.
He gave us Miguel Cotto after Miguel Cotto had just beaten Antonio Margarito after Antonio Margarito was seen as a cheater.
Yep.
Right? He's given us a lot of fights we wanted to see. He gave us Zab Judah, even though he had lost to Baldomir.
Sure did.
Zab Judah had always been an intriguing fight. Didn't fucking matter if he lost to Baldomir. People still wanted to see Floyd against Zab Judah. And guess what? The first half of that fight was excellent.
Yes, it was.
Even though he lost to Baldomir, Zab Judah was putting it on Floyd's ass in the first half of that fight.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Canelo has only given us, in my opinion, this is 2K's opinion, bro. Erislandy Lara, which I give him full credit for, even though I thought he lost the fight. But I give him credit for telling Oscar to make that fight. And Gennady Golovkin. Those are the only fights that I wanted Canelo to fight. Personally, where I was asking for those fights to happen. Dimitri Bivol was not a fight I was asking for.
No, it wasn't.
Hell, they thought Dimitri Bivol was a cherry pick.
Yes, they did.
And rightfully so. Dimitri Bivol was looking bad against Craig Richards.
And
Umar Salamov. He was looking bad against those guys. Did he just look bad recently?
He actually did.
Dimitri Bivol fights down his competition. He does that. But when the competition's high, he fights up. We saw it against Canelo. We saw it against Gilberto Ramirez. And then we just saw it recently. He fights down his competition. So when looking at that, you would think Dimitri Bivol didn't have shit on Canelo. I didn't ask for a Sergey Kovalev fight. I asked for that.
No.
Kovalev been done. Andre Ward proved that. Took care of that. Wasn't interested in that.
Yeah, Andre Ward proved it, and then later Alvarez stamped it and sent it in the mail.
Face of Boxing said he gave us Plant and Billy Joe. Wasn't asking for neither of those fights. Caleb Plant and Billy Joe, I was telling you guys he was going to beat them. I did say Billy Joe would do better than Caleb Plant, but he was not going to beat Canelo. These are not fights you ask for when you know a guy's already going to win. When you are 100% sure, so sure that a guy's going to win, that you're willing to put down a bunch of money on it, that's not a fight that you would say we're asking for. I was telling you guys years ago, Caleb Plant had no chance. I was telling you guys years ago, Billy Joe was going to lose, but he'd do better than Caleb Plant.
Yep.
Exactly what happened in both scenarios. James Kirkland, this motherfucker was not the same James Kirkland. Kirkland already got knocked out in the first round by that Japanese fighter after coming out of prison. Not the same James Kirkland. When they were supposed to fight, James Kirkland was asking for too much money. Then the fight never took place. When they did fight, James Kirkland couldn't have Ann Wolf in his corner.
Boom.
He had some Mexican dude from San Antonio in his corner. Not the same guy. That's what I'm saying. He's only 2 fights Canelo has given us that going in, we were like, this is an excellent fight, dog. I'm going to say 3. Austin Trout, Erislandy Lara, and Gennady Golovkin. That's it.
Austin Trout was a good one. Yeah, I forgot about that one. That was a good one.
Those 3.
Trout had just came off an excellent performance over Miguel Cotto.
Beating Miguel Cotto. Yep. Yeah. Those 3.
Give him that one.
That's it. That's it. So now we're at a point where he's boxed in. You've got David Benavidez. You've got David Morrell. Now people are like, man, why the fuck is David Morrell a part of the conversation? I'll answer your question. Why wouldn't David Morrell be a part of the conversation? Look at the 168-pound landscape, and please tell 2K who the fuck beats David Morrell outside of David Benavidez. I'll wait. Please don't say Caleb Plant. I'll wait. Who beats David Morrell besides David Benavidez? Okay, face of boxing. He would destroy David Morrell. That's your opinion. But my fucking question was, people are saying, why is David Morrell in the conversation? My question is, okay, how is David Morrell not in the conversation when he's one of the best fighters at 168? Who can beat David Morrell besides fucking David Benavidez? Who at 168 right now? Today. Who? Exactly. Even if you come up with 2 more names, David Morrell is at least in the top 5 at 168. At least. Me personally, he's top exactly, face of boxing. So that's why David Morrell's in the conversation. Also, he's the WBA regular champion. Canelo's WBA super. That puts David Morrell in line to fight for that super title.
Everybody else was
common sense
to do it.
Yeah, this is common sense. So David Morrell absolutely should be in the conversation. In my opinion, Alex, he's top 2. Outside of Canelo, we're talking about contenders, right? Other guys, it's David Benavidez and David Morrell. That's it. Nobody else, in my opinion, beats David Morrell at 168 except possibly David Benavidez. That's it. Nobody else. Exactly, Heisenberg. How does Berlanga become a mandatory over Morrell? Let me tell you why. The WBA doesn't necessarily name the WBA regular champion as mandatory for the super.
Yeah.
Actually, they were saying that the WBA super champion doesn't really have a mandatory. The mandatory was supposed to be on the WBA regular champion, right?
Correct. That's correct.
And they were consolidating the titles, the interim, gold, silver, magnesium, whatever the fuck they got over there. They were supposed to consolidate all those titles with the regular, and then you have one real mandatory for the super champion. That's how it was supposed to work. But of course, right, the WBA has been lying to us for years and will not do what the fuck they said they're going to do, but instead sees value in bullshitting the fans. And that's why Berlanga, who's, I think, he just beat McCrory, who was like ranked number 8 or some shit.
Yeah.
They're probably going to move Berlanga up to number 1 and say he's mandatory. Not for Morrell, because Morrell will kill that nigga, but for Canelo because there's more money in that fight. That's why, Heisenberg. It's corrupt. Zan Carlos Barrera. He's going to 175 because he can't get the Canelo fight.
But he also said he'll go back to 168 if he can get Canelo. So that I don't know what that statement is for anyway.
It just doesn't
Yeah,
know what's going on, and that's fine. That's why we're here to tell you what's going on.
exactly.
But he explicitly stated, bro, he's going to 175 because he can't get the Canelo fight. How's that lies? How's that lies? How's that lies, nigga? See, these niggas is dumb, dog. Dumb niggas, bro. How's that lies, man? How? He explicitly stated, I'm going to 175 because I can't get the Canelo fight. What are you talking about? Bo actually talked to his dad. His dad told him that. What the fuck? What, nigga? I hate boxing fans. You guys don't have a leg to stand on when you try to argue your points, man.
Man.
They don't have a leg to stand on. Look. Yeah. Suleiman offered him a shot at undisputed. Bo, take that, please.
All right, so when did Suleiman offer him that shot? Because Suleiman specifically said,
fake ass watch.
David Benavidez has yet to have been named the mandatory because he just fought last year. Canelo has a year because he already fought a mandatory to fight to fight it to be another mandatory to be named. So how did Suleiman offer him undisputed? How did Suleiman offer him undisputed? Benavidez has yet to be named mandatory. So how can he offer him something when he hasn't been named the mandatory for that?
So here's the deal. Suleiman offers Benavidez undisputed, but Suleiman only controls the WBC. How the fuck can Suleiman offer Benavidez a shot at the IBF, WBA, and WBO? Because IBF is run by Daryl Peoples.
Yep.
WBA's ran by Gilberto Mendez, I believe his name is. WBO is ran by Paco Varcasel.
Yep.
How the fuck can Suleiman offer those 3 belts? Woo! These boys crazy, Bo. I hate boxing fans. Suleiman can't offer undisputed, Zan. Look, the winner of the 175 match becomes mandatory for Beterbiev versus Bivol. We're talking about what? No. Don't change gears now, Zan. You just fucking said Mauricio Suleiman offered Benavidez undisputed, right? Are you talking about at 168 or 175? If you're talking about 175, then clarify, dumb nigga. Because we're talking about Canelo. We're not talking about Bivol and Beterbiev. Also, nigga, the receipts are on the website, my nigga. Exactly. We cover this sport 24/7. What receipt you got that we haven't already cashed in, nigga? Nothing. So, at the end of the day, bruh, at the end, right? Exactly, Alex. Exactly. Right. At the end of the day, Benavidez is supposed to get a shot at undisputed at 168, bruh. But had to go to 175 because he didn't get his shot at 168. That is the root situation of why he's going to 175, bro.
That's what we're talking about.
And Mauricio Suleiman cannot offer undisputed. You said that. That is a fallacy. Yep. He can't offer that. No. The other presidents, all 4 presidents of the 4 organizations can get together and allow undisputed, but correct. One president can't offer undisputed. Zan.
Absolutely correct. Because the other organizations have their mandatories and they got to figure out well, whose turn is who. That's how it works. They got to figure out who's, like, think about this, for example. Filip Horgovich right now is sitting and been waiting for his chance. You know why? Because the WBA had their shot at unification.
Right.
So that's the reason why Daniel Dubois fought Usyk over Filip Horgovich.
Listen. Let me. He said we're not. He said I'm not listening. Let me go back. Since I'm not listening, I'll go back and say exactly what you said, bro, from the beginning. You're the wrong nigga. This is the wrong nigga to fuck with, dog. You're not very intelligent at all, Zan. Listen. We're talking about Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez.
Right.
You stated David Benavidez is going up to 175. I stated the reason why he's going up to 175 is because he didn't get the shot at Canelo. You said that's a lie. I'm not even looking at the chat. This is all in my head. And it's all correct. You said that's a lie. I said, how's that lies? He explicitly stated that he's going up to 175 because he couldn't get the Canelo shot. You said, no, he's going up to 175 because Mauricio Suleiman, the WBC president, offered him undisputed at 175. But you failed to clarify that you meant undisputed at 175 and the winner of Beterbiev and Bivol. You failed to clarify that. But it's okay. I'll give you that. I said you're incorrect because one president of a fucking sanctioning body cannot offer the other 3 belts. That's incorrect. Mauricio Suleiman, who's the president of the WBC, cannot offer the WBO, IBF, and the WBA belts for a fight. He can offer his own. The other presidents have to allow the fight to be sanctioned in their respective sanctioning bodies. Zan. Not even looking at the chat. This is exactly what happened.
I'm actually following it.
So, how am I not listening, dumb nigga? You were wrong. Take the L. Everybody in the chat saying you took the L. Everybody in the chat saying you took the L, doggy. Take the L, nigga. You are incorrect.
You incorrect again. Gavazic already fought Beterbiev. What are you talking about?
You don't know what he's talking about, man. You need to change. Hey, man, listen, bro. Just listen, man. Hey, man, it's not your fault, dog. You brainwashed, man. It's all good. Listen, man. Go to YouTube, watch some boxing matches, my nigga. Follow 3 Kings Boxing so you can get real news and change your watch, my nigga. That shit fake as fuck, man. That fake ass watch. Look at that face, my nigga. That shit weak as fuck.
Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta put this up here. Hey, my man.
Oh my God, bro.
When was Gavazic and Beterbiev be mandatory for 4 belts when Beterbiev holds 3 of them?
Hey, leave him alone, bro. Leave him alone, dog. Leave him alone, bro. Leave him alone, man. He said we weren't listening. I literally went through the timeline of the conversation without looking at the chat, but I wasn't listening.
Oh man,
it's over, big dog.
It's over, dog.
Look, man, you look at the comments, bro. You lost, my nigga. You lost, my nigga. It's all right, Zan. Change that watch, B.
Oh man,
is that a black? Is that a black? Look at that shit, nigga. That shit gold plated than a motherfucker, man. Change that watch, B. Then come talk to 2K, man. You're not ready. This thing got a gold plated black face, my nigga. Get that shit out of here. Wrist gonna turn green, nigga.
Oh man.
So go ahead and get him, dog. Before we gotta get back. What else you got, man?
All right, man. So at the end of the day, here's the thing I'm gonna shock y'all with, right? Because we're gonna talk business. Because some of you motherfuckers, instead of playing chess, you niggas playing pity pad or draw 4. I don't know what the fuck y'all playing, right? You niggas ain't playing, right? Here's the thing. Okay, so I'm gonna say first. Let me start off like this. In this situation, Canelo Alvarez, yeah, he has a point. Canelo Alvarez is right. If the agreement was 2 Charlos and a third option who was not named, then Canelo Alvarez is right in saying, hey, no. We had an agreement. This is what I want for my agreement. But here's the problem. Anytime, and this is the reason why he left his own, anytime we don't get a refund on our money from a fight, well, we got to sit back down at the table and we got to go over some shit because we crunching the numbers and this Charlo fight just ain't going to cut it. That's the reality. For your first fight with PBC on Amazon Prime platform, you already think a multi-billion-dollar company want that bitch to be a dud? You're out your fucking minds. Mm-hmm. Y'all think a multi-billion-dollar company is going to go to the shareholders and say, we might have wasted $80 million. Y'all done lost y'all motherfucking minds. That's not how it works. Okay? Yep. So they've been tracking, and before any of y'all sit there and try to say you to watch that Charlo fight, bullshit, because before Canelo fought the Charlo for 154, nobody wanted to see him fight the Charlo at 160.
Right.
We was talking about how we didn't want to see that fight. Matter of fact, when he named the 154 undisputed champion, everybody, we was relieved, like, oh, thank God. We want to see that nigga. So at the end of the day, okay, they go to Canelo, they say, okay, man, listen, the only way this can happen is if you agree to fight Benavidez. We know he wasn't part of the contract, But check it. You fight Benavidez, we recoup some of this money. We will give you, whether you motherfuckers want to believe it or not, I talked to his father. We will give you, motherfucker. We will give you over $50 million.
Hey,
It will be your highest payday.
don't tell people you talked to David Benavidez Sr., bro. We need to do our research and get our knowledge up.
Right. It's just on the web. You know, I just only picked up my phone and dialed Jose Benavidez Sr.
Got the nigga phone number in your phone. Yeah. But, you know, at the end of the day, bro, we don't know what we're talking about.
Exactly. Okay. So once that happens, and Canelo is, and they tell him, but you got to take a pay cut. Because understand, you guys, because I know what the narrative about PBC not having no money. The reality is Amazon is looking at this. They're not looking to take a loss for their first boxing show. You think them niggas want to take a loss? So they're not looking to take a loss. So they're like, hey, man, he got to take a pay cut and he got to give us Benavidez if you want us to give you this money. Because this is how it works. Because everybody talking about something, oh, well, PBC ain't got no money. No, all these entities don't put up the money themselves, man. They got a backer or a guarantor. Top ranks guarantors ESPN. The Matchroom Boxing and Golden Boy guarantors fucking DAZN. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you have networks. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me get this real quick, man. This
Go
nigga's
ahead.
pissing me off. Zan, for the last time with your fake ass watch, bro. We never said that Benavidez could not be fighting the winner of Better Bivol. We never said that. What we said, this is what I'm saying, these niggas are slow. What we said was that the WBC president cannot offer undisputed. That's all we said. We're not saying that Benavidez is not getting that opportunity. We also said that the reason he's going to 175 for this opportunity is because he's not getting it from Canelo in his home weight division of 168, bro. That is what we're saying. You posting Bleacher Report fucking articles and shit, that means nothing because that's not what we're disputing. We're not disputing that, nigga. Damn you. All right, you're done. Goodbye, nigga. Goodbye. You're a fucking
75.
idiot.
2K 75.
Dumb niggas, bro.
Shit, hell no, that nigga probably 50. Yeah, that nigga probably.
Niggas dumb, man. Niggas is dumb, dog. We were never disputing that David Benavidez may be getting the fight at 175 for undisputed. We never disputed that. We said that the WBC president can't offer that. That's all we said. So if he does get the fight for undisputed, that means that all the other sanctioning bodies presidents agreed to do it. Yes. That's all we said.
All we said.
Damn, this nigga's dumb, man. But this Zan guy, right? This is the problem with boxing fans. Literally boxing fans, bro.
Yeah.
They get brainwashed easily. And then they stick to the brainwashing.
Right.
There's no rhyme. You can't reason with them, bro. It's like a woman that's pissed off. Once this woman is pissed off and she's basically come to a conclusion about you, there's no reasoning with her.
Exactly.
That's how boxing fans are. Alex, this is why I hate doing podcasts, man. Because these motherfuckers are stupid.
Like, you know, you niggas don't know what I had to go through to get to you. Niggas don't know.
That's why I hate doing shows, man. These niggas are dumb. They are literally dumb. For real. I'm not trying to. I really think it's a problem. It's an epidemic, bro, of how bad the IQ level is in most boxing fans, bro. This ain't hard. Stop being tied to one fighter and be tied to the sport. It's okay to respect the fighters. It's okay to say, damn, I really like this guy. But be objective. That's all you got to do. Be objective. It's not that fucking hard. Hell, if Canelo fights David Benavidez, you'll never hear me talk shit about Canelo and David Benavidez again.
Exactly. Benson beat me to it. I was just going to say it's like Stockholm syndrome. Them niggas like Stockholm.
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
Stockholm syndrome. Them niggas are held captive and brainwashed so long they believe the bullshit.
All right, shots on man Heisenberg. 3KB just needs to focus on the little guys. These dummies would disappear. That's a good point. We should just change the show to just talk about fighters from 105 to maybe 126.
Right.
And that's it. That's it. We leave the rest of the divisions for niggas that don't know shit about boxing. We'll leave it for them. For real.
But look, man, at the end of the day, man, listen, here's the reality of it all, y'all. It's called business. And Canelo Alvarez is at this point, because understand something. There's even if so, let's just say for the sake of argument, Canelo said, I wanted my $35 million guarantee. They said, no, man, we can't give you that. You got to take a pay cut. The pay cut only would have been about what, 20, maybe 20, 25 million. But if we're going to give you over 55 or 60 million on the back end, all right, when you divide that up, that comes out to what your fucking guarantee was. The problem with that is he can get that same amount of money with 2 easy fights in Edgar Berlanga and Jaime Munguia. He can get that with Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga. He know DAZN has been desperate to have Canelo Alvarez back since he left. Understand, the PBC motto for them was never wrapped around Canelo. They had 1 fight with him, ladies and gentlemen, on a 3-fight card. If they really needed him, they would have paid him and said, all right, Canelo, we're going to bend the knee. No, they didn't do it with Caleb Plant. They're not going to do it here because, again, the powers that be sat down and was like, we can't explain this to people. We can't explain this to the shareholders. We can't bomb on our first show. We will get killed. If we bomb on our first show, we're done. Right. You don't want to start that ship off on it's just like a marriage, right? If you get married to a woman and she say, oh, we can't have sex the first month of our marriage, nigga, you should be walking back to you should be signing them annulment papers right then and there. We starting this shit off on a bad foot.
Yep.
And that's exactly what this was. So again, let me specify. In this instance, Canelo has a point with saying, I want what I was guaranteed and what we spoke about in prom because that's what we spoke about. Okay, yeah, he's right there. But at the same time, from a business standpoint, he needed to have made an adjustment, and he refused to make the adjustment when on the back end of that adjustment was going to be David Benavidez. When it was going to be David Benavidez on the back end of that adjustment, because you're not going to sit there and tell me Canelo Alvarez couldn't have been like, oh, y'all going to give me 60 million? All right, bet, fucking bring on Charlo.
Right. I mean, and that's another thing. I mean, that says it all right there. I mean,
exactly.
You've got a situation where Al Heyman was making the offer that he wanted, but said you got to fight David Benavidez, and he still turned it down.
Exactly.
For the same offer to fight Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga. So obviously he didn't like who was on the back end.
He didn't like who was on the back end.
He didn't like the Mexican monster being on the back end.
He didn't like that.
Plain
and that's
simple.
exactly what it was. I mean, it can't get no more plain and simple than that. Because regardless of, listen, understand something, okay? At some point, even when they said, because some of you, I hear some people saying, well, he failed Benavidez because his name wasn't on the paperwork. You're not going to sit there and tell me a 3-fight contract Benavidez was not discussed.
Yep.
You're not going to sit there and tell me a 3-fight contract was not, a 3-fight contract he wasn't discussed. Bullshit. It's the same situation that happened with DAZN when they wanted him to fight Gennady Golovkin. They're like, look, man, we brought Golovkin over and gave him all this money because we thought we was getting a 3rd fight, bro.
Exactly.
Like, exactly. Come on, Canelo. Because Canelo wanted to fight somebody else, bro. Come on, man. You know, come on, man. You didn't have Udabomb. You didn't have Smith. You didn't have motherfucking Canelo. Come on, man. And that's exactly what happened. So the reality of the fact of the matter is, whether y'all want to hear this or not, he found a loophole and he took it. That's the reality of it. Because on the back end of that loophole was a nigga he did not want to fight.
Yep.
He did not want to fight that dude.
Simple.
Plain and simple.
I mean,
because the so-called I'll never fight a Mexican. It's bullshit because look who he's about to fight.
Right. Yeah, that was the excuse for the last time they talked about David Benavidez. I never fight a Mexican. And I remember a cast was on there saying, well, he's not really Mexican. He's Honduran or whatever he's from. I think he's Honduran. Right. But his mom is like half Mexican or his dad is like half Mexican, something like that. And, you know, at the end of the day, bro, like if you are objective in this sport, you're not subjective. You're not siding with fighters just because you like them. You know what I'm saying? If you're just being an objective person in the sport, it is clear to understand he does not want to fight David Benavidez. Why? 2K can't answer that for you. You know what I'm saying? Do I think Canelo's scared? Here's the deal. I don't think fighters are scared. Me and Bo were fighters. We weren't scared to get in the ring with anybody.
Not scared now.
Obviously. Right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's business.
Exactly.
They don't have to be scared of the physicality of the man, but they could be worried, right, about their stock.
Exactly.
You basically have a brand. Boxing is an entrepreneurship inside of a sport. Basically what that is, bro.
Good point.
Like you're an entrepreneur inside of a sport. That's what boxing is. It's not like basketball where you have a team that you're a part of, football, baseball, right? Boxing, tennis, right? Golf. You're literally an entrepreneur inside that sport.
That's right. You promote your own brand.
Canelo Alvarez's brand, guys, took a hit when he lost to Dimitri Bivol.
And he's been moving different ever since, hasn't he?
Yes.
He's been moving different ever since.
Look at the fight with Gennady Golovkin. That fight didn't do as well as it was expected to had he had beaten Dimitri Bivol.
Exactly.
The fight didn't do well at all. Bo and I were there. We were in Las Vegas. I could tell you people forgot the fight was even happening. It didn't do that well. Now, had Canelo beaten Dimitri Bivol, that fight would have done probably as big as it did the first time. Maybe not as big, but around there. Because that first time, Gennady Golovkin was still that boogeyman, right? But I think it still would have done around there because people thought Golovkin was robbed twice, right? I thought Canelo clearly won the second fight.
I thought
he clearly beat Gennady Golovkin the second time.
Hell yeah.
And then I thought he beat Golovkin the first time, but a lot of people thought he lost that fight, right? But you had a huge collection of fans that thought Gennady Golovkin was robbed twice. Right? With that being said, had Canelo had beaten Dimitri Bivol, that fight would have been major. It would have been much bigger than what it was.
Yes, I agree.
His stock took a hit. Canelo's not trying to get that hit to his stock again because he's not officially retired. There's no official retire date on Canelo Alvarez.
No, there isn't.
What is he, 33 years old? He's been boxing. He's been a pro since he was 15.
Exactly.
Right? Remember, he was fighting Miguel Vasquez down there at 135 and 140 back in 2008, 2009 and shit, right? He's been around for a while. But there really is no clear expiration date on Canelo Alvarez's career. He has not stated when he's going to retire. So with that being said, his stock still fucking matters. Who he faces, the money he can get out of facing certain individuals, right?
Yep.
And then not looking bad when he's facing those individuals, all that still matters.
Yes, it does.
That's why he's not going to fight Benavidez. That's why he didn't take the $50 million from Al Heyman to fight Benavidez on the back end after beating Jamal Charlo. Go ahead.
That's also why he don't want to fight Terence Crawford, believe it or not. He saw that ass whooping he put on Errol Spence.
You know, and you really can't convince. You can't convince Canelo. Like Zan, that guy, the nigga with the fake watch, you can't convince them niggas, bro.
No. But come on.
You can't convince them dudes, bro.
He saw that ass whooping he put on Errol Spence. He's a
and you know what? I'm not even gonna entertain that. I'm gonna go ahead and say Canelo fans can have that shit, bro. I'm not even gonna entertain that.
Right.
Crawford was jumping all over the place. Canelo's at 168. Why would I go to 168? Then it turns into I'll go to 168. Shut up, nigga. Crawford fight boots. I'm not interested in what anything Crawford got saying unless it's boots. Here at this point in time. Good job. You beat Errol Spence. You beat the shit out of him. Great job. 100% credit. Now fight boots. Your career is not over yet. Fight boots. I'm just saying. Canelo's not fighting Bud, and and honestly, Canelo shouldn't have to look to fight Terence Crawford. Crawford's at 147. Canelo's at 168. Canelo needs to fight the guys at 168. Crawford needs to fight Boots. Fuck all that. We get a catch weight at 160. No, fuck all that. Both of y'all have unfinished business in your respective home divisions.
Agreed. So let's stick to that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's stick to that. You're right. Let's stick to that.
I never put any merit on that goddamn Canelo Crawford fight. I never put any merit on that bullshit, bro. Not interested. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's a signed, sealed, and delivered contract and a formal announcement, or we get information that announcement's coming. Get the fuck out of here with that. See what I'm saying? That's really the only fight that I would have excused Bud not fighting Boots for, though. I'm not excusing him if he fights Tim Tszyu or Keith Thurman. Nope, he needs to fight Boots. I think those are better. Boots is still a better fight than Tszyu and Keith Thurman. Yes.
Agreed.
Even jumping up to 154, yes. Yes, it is. He needs to fight Boots, plain and simple. But at the end of the day, bro, Canelo has shown with that whole $50 million offer, with Reynoso saying what he said to ESPN, Canelo's team, not just Canelo's team, bro, has shown they're not trying to fight David Benavidez.
No, man.
But I get it, though. From a business standpoint, think about it, bro.
100%.
You got $50 million to fight Jamal Charlo and David Benavidez, and then you can get the same purse to fight Jaime Munguia and Berlanga. I mean, who you picking?
70, wait a minute. $70 million for two niggas? I know. Think about what, and I'm thinking about it. Just, I'm glad you mentioned it because it just took me back to something Eddie Hearn said in the post-fight interview. He said, listen, Canelo don't want to fight Terence Crawford. Pound for pound, I get it. But Canelo don't want to fight Charlo that's going to 50-pound move around. Canelo wants to fight guys that's going to stand there and trade with him. Guys are going to make exciting fights. Translation, Canelo want to fight niggas he know he can beat. Canelo want to fight niggas. Translation, Canelo want to fight niggas he know he can beat. That's the translation I got out of it. Stand there and trade with him. The fuck they do that?
Yeah. When do we start doing that?
Right.
Yeah, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, though, man, like it is insurmountable evidence that Canelo is not trying to fight David Benavidez, man.
Agreed.
Forget David Morrell and everybody else in 168. Just Benavidez. Because I've seen Canelo fans literally say they're pissed off at Canelo for not fighting David Benavidez.
Oh, yeah.
So there's Canelo fans that understand this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? David Benavidez, he's not trying to fight that guy.
Yes.
So as a collective, the fans of Canelo, you should do for David Benavidez what you did for Errol Spence. Remember back then? In 2013 or so? They were calling Canelo a pussy. He was scared because Errol Spence showed up to his press conference, I believe, after he beat Alfredo Angulo, I think it was.
Yes,
right?
It was.
Yes, Errol Spence showed up to his press conference, and it was goofy how he did it, but he did it. You know what I'm saying? And when he did that, and Oscar De La Hoya immediately came out, hey, we're not fighting Errol Spence. Fuck that guy. And Canelo didn't say nothing. Canelo fan base went off.
Yes, they did.
They went off. And then Canelo came to Oscar and said, hey, my fans are basically saying I ain't shit. I got to fight this guy. Canelo fans do the same thing for David Benavidez. Apparently, Canelo listens to his fans. Do the same thing for David Benavidez. That fight gets made. Guaranteed. But if you just continue to be brainwashed and just following Canelo and basically putting him on a pedestal and saying his shit don't stink, he can never be wrong, well, you won't get the fight you want to see.
Nope. No. You just know.
What else you got to add before we get the fuck up out of here?
Only last thing I'm going to say before we get up out of here is don't let Canelo go in there and blow through Jaime Munguia in 2 and 3 rounds. Or there's going to be some consequences behind that one.
Man, listen, why wouldn't he do that? And even if Canelo's in there beating up Jaime Munguia and it's a 12-round decision, it's still the same thing to me.
Yeah, that's
the whole point is what I said earlier, right? About, talking about guys, calling for fights because the fight on paper is a great fight, right? The reason why you wouldn't call for Canelo is because Munguia is not seen as a skilled fighter by a boxing collective. They don't see this nigga as a skilled fighter, especially not as skilled as Canelo. So it's a fight that has a foregone conclusion, right? You know that he's going to get beat the fuck up, if not knocked out. So it's really the same thing. If he goes in there and beats up Munguia, gets him out of there in 1 or 2 rounds, or beats this nigga to dog shit for 12 rounds, it's the same reaction. The only thing that would give a different reaction is if he goes in there and struggles. People are going to be like, man, Canelo's done. That's what they're going to say.
That's a good point.
Canelo's
done.
Good point.
That's a good point.
And then if he struggles, then they're really going to be like, he can't fight David Benavidez. Nah, man. No.
Right. Yeah. That's when reality gonna kick in. Yeah, man, that nigga did the right thing. He did the right thing.
You're crazy, man. All right, man, we're gonna get the fuck up out of here, man. We over 8 minutes. This is only supposed to be an hour. We might, we'll be doing things like this from time to time. But y'all know, man, I hate doing shows, man, because of dudes like Zan with fake watches and fake ass jewelry and shit, man. I hate boxing fans. I can't stand them. You know what I'm saying? They are worse than soccer fans, bruh, without all the physicality and violence. They're worse. Soccer fans are some of the most, literally, bro, they're spearheaded. It don't matter what you tell them, bruh. It's the same thing with boxing fans. But the problem is boxing is doing that to its own fan base. Boxing creates the divide, right? The boxing media creates the disinformation, not misinformation, not just misinformation. They be creating disinformation. They are purposely trying to misinform the boxing fans so that they can get, let's say a boxing media source is working with Eddie Hearn. Oh, they're going to put disinformation out there, right? So the boxing fan base, the boxing public can be on Eddie Hearn's side now.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So this is why Three Kings was formed, so that we can put a wrench in that bullshit and give you guys real information. But you guys got to want to understand how to be objective, dog. You can't be subjective. You can have a favorite fighter. There was a guy in here that came in and said, man, I'm a Canelo fan, but I'm pissed he's not fighting Benavidez. That's objectivity right there. That's how you should be.
I respect that.
Call it down the middle, man. It's clear he should be fighting Benavidez, nobody else. Call it down the fucking middle. If he wants to fight Benavidez and loses or wins and then fights Jaime Munguia, I have no problem with that. But the next fight should have been Benavidez. The stage has already been set. Benavidez deserves it. There's no reason nobody else should be getting this fight right now. But y'all know what it is, man. Go to 3kingsboxing.com for your source of pure and adulterated boxing information. Hit us up on Facebook at 3kingsboxing.com, Instagram at 3kingsboxing, Twitter at 3kingsboxing, man. We're going to get the fuck up out of here. Look for us to pop up maybe on one of them other touchy subjects. Might talk about that whole Clarissa Shields situation, being able to beat Keith Thurman. A lot of cats in there had a lot of vitriol towards Clarissa Shields, man. That shit was heated. Then you got, of course, your dumb niggas, just like Zan, that come in the damn video. Hey, man, where she say she could beat Keith Thurman at, man? She didn't say that. Right. Exactly, Bo. So we might come back and talk a little bit about that, man. But until the next one, appreciate everybody in the chat. We out.